live. Bam. Hey guys, we're live tonight, ready to rock and roll. Give myself a thumbs up right now because I'm pretty sure I'm going to like what I talk about tonight. And if you guys think what I'm doing here is important, give me a thumbs up too. Please, please, please. So let's get started. Tonight, we're going to talk about the eviction process and the fraud around that and what you need to do about it. But before we get started on all of that, I need you guys to help me out. I need you guys to help me get paid by clicking on those annoying ads that pop up on your screen while you're watching my video. So click on those ads so I can get paid. You see, my game plan is to provide my team members with badass documents and strategies they need to kick some attorneys' asses before they get into court at an affordable price. Say people coming to my YouTube channel to get free information will drive people to my channel, and at some point my bank account will grow because people will be clicking on those ads. So more people come to the channel, the more people will be clicking on the ads, and I'll be able to make my bank from the Google ads and not from you folks struggling to keep a roof over your family's heads. So that's why it's important to click on those ads so YouTube can pay me. And the other thing is, when YouTube hooks me up and I'm making the big bucks, then I'm going to drop the prices even lower. My goal is to provide a service that can help anybody facing foreclosure. Okay, and to do that, my service needs to be inexpensive because most people facing foreclosure are struggling with the budget. So that's how we're going to do it over here. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll be nonprofit. Yep, and I'll be making all of the bucks on YouTube, on the ads, and not the people that's struggling to keep their house. So please help me get paid by clicking on that ad. And also, I need you guys to subscribe to my channel and click the like button. Okay, that's really important because YouTube uses that like button to make a determination if you guys enjoy what I'm doing and think what I'm doing is bringing value to the table. So click that like button and don't forget to ring the bell. You have to ring that bell so you'll get notification when class starts, because if you're late, you're going to have to run, or I'm going to send you to the bench, or you might run to the refrigerator and get us something else to drink. So please leave your comments, also your opinion about what I'm doing. Okay, all of those things YouTube checks to figure out if what I'm doing has value. And I'm sure that that's important for them because they don't want to be posting their ads on a channel that nobody finds value in. Oh, one more thing. So the attorneys in California got Facebook to block me from advertising on their platform. So if you guys could share my YouTube videos on your Facebook feed, that would be super helpful for me and other people. It would help other people see that there's an option. And we want people to know there's an option before their hope is stolen by these attorneys trying to steal their house too. They steal your house and your hope. Well, they steal your hope first, and then they try to steal your house. So let's get rolling. The unlawful eviction process. We got a lot to talk about tonight, so we're going to just get right into it. Now, in the non-judicial, this part of the foreclosure is removed from, well, it's actually in non-judicial, the eviction process is the only time that you're in court. and they move it to a lower court. And the strategies that we're going to talk about in this video are mainly geared toward non-judicial foreclosures, but the steps about blocking the court from evicting you from your property are the same and fit for the judicial foreclosure as well. The only difference is in a judicial foreclosure, you're in court. In a non-judicial foreclosure, they start the foreclosure proceedings against you by serving you a notice of default letter and telling you that you owe all of this money plus this extra money and then more money to steal your hope money. You have to pay all of that in 30 days. They're going to sell your house. Okay, that's non-judicial. In judicial, they serve you a complaint or a summons or a lawsuit or whatever, and you have 21 days to answer, and then they reply, and then the whole process is done in court, so to speak. So the eviction court can only, and this is very important. And this is why most people get in a jam when they go into eviction court. Eviction court can only make a determination on immediate possession. They cannot make a ruling on a title dispute. And that whole thing is stupid because the title dispute is part of immediate possession. But the trick bag, this is the trick bag. The trick bag is the immediate possession is fraud, is bogus, is stupid, is ridiculous. The immediate possession. So in order for the attorney to prove immediate possession, what they do is they show up into eviction court with a new set of documents, a new set of fraudulent documents to show that they have possession of the property and they paid off all the composite liens or whatever, and that's it. Now, if you're going to try and prove that the property is still yours, now you're talking about a title dispute and just don't want to hear it. So is it when they go into court with that paperwork to try and prove that they are entitled to immediate possession, that's a title dispute too. It's the same damn thing. But see, yeah, they have it jacked up like that. So the only way that I figured out that you can go in and stop the eviction court is to create a title dispute and file it in the court record. And generally, we file the title dispute in federal court. And then we use that to control the lower court. That's what we've been doing. But we got a new wrinkle in the program now, since we used that state court process and got the judge to terminate the attorney's foreclosure case. So we have a new process that we're gonna implement, and we're still working on that. So you must file your lawsuit against the eviction court judge if you're about to be evicted. This is the wrinkle. Okay, we filed a lawsuit against the judge when the judge came on and allowed the attorneys to go past all of our documents and our challenges, jurisdiction, and everything, just ignore it all. And the fact that the attorney had been defaulted like 3 times. And when the judge allowed all of that to go by and to give the attorneys a free pass, we attacked the judge. And well, first we filed a notice of reconsideration. We filed an objection, notice of reconsideration, and then we filed a notice of claim. And then we filed a motion to recuse the judge. And then after we recused the judge, then we followed up with the lawsuit. And the lawsuit was like the last straw. Once we got done with the judge, I mean, it's really easy to recuse a judge. Most people have no idea how simple it is to recuse a judge, especially when they show a judge can be recused. You don't have to prove anything. All you have to show is the appearance of impartiality. That's it. So once the judge is recused, then another judge has to step in because that judge can't make any more decisions in the case, especially after we filed a lawsuit against the judge and the attorney. And I think the second judge that stepped in did not want anything to do with that and had poop all over. Oh yeah, it was stinky. He did not want to step in that. And that's great. So What I'm suggesting is that if you're facing eviction and you're about to be evicted, then you should be filing your lawsuit against the judge. Now, here's the good part. This lawsuit that I filed that we got the win on, I have on my website for $75 freaking dollars. Yeah. Who does that? Yeah, because I can. And I put my money where my mouth's at. I'm here to help people kick attorneys' butts, and I want to make sure that that's getting done. So this lawsuit I put for $75 on my site, and I'll put a link to it in the group here. Okay, and here's the thing. So I had a guy that was interested in a lawsuit, and he was like, and I told him, I said, well, I filed stuff in the case for a year and a half before we actually whipped out the lawsuit. So, but I told him, let me think about it. So I thought about it for a little while. Then I called him back, and here's the thing. If the judge already granted them jurisdiction, granted them your property, the judge didn't have jurisdiction to do it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to file all those things for a year and all of that. You just have to know what to say when they get in your face. And at the end of the day, the judge is taking jurisdiction without an injured party. There's no injured party. Without an injured party, the court does not have judicial authority to do shit. End of story. And here's the other thing. The attorney is in violation of the Foreign Agent Registration Act. It's called FARA, and it's actually a federal law that was enacted into law in 1938. And FARA forces foreign agents to register with the federal government and provide all of this documentation, and none of these attorneys do. And we had that in our lawsuit. Yep, we sued, we jammed the judge up and the attorney for violating, and the judge too. The judge is in violation of FARA. I know his ass ain't signing all that paperwork and stuff they have to do. None of them do, because most people don't know about this, and if they do know about it, they don't know how to use it against them. Yep. We put that shit in the lawsuit, and we also jammed them up for violation of Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. Now, the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 was enacted into law in 1946. I checked, because when people say laws and stuff, it ain't a law if it don't have an enacting clause, if it don't have a title, and it don't have a body. It has to have all of those things to be considered a law. So I checked, and it is enacted into law. And the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 forces the corporations to make sure their policies and procedures are in line with the Constitution. Bam! Yeah, that's huge. It's administrative, so you can't like tack on money, but it's also a violation of constitutional rights, and that's where you tack on your $5.5 million. Or the 2.5 million, whichever one, however you can put on there whatever the hell you want to, because you're going to be using my paperwork. You're going to be the driver of the bus, and they do not want to mess with that Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. And I've used that a whole bunch of times, and not one time have we came out on the wrong end of that deal, because they do not want to mess with it. And I'm going to put a link to that lawsuit, and that's my more end of the moratorium sale. That lawsuit is on sale for $75, and most people have no idea the value that you're getting in that document unless you get it and stick it in the judge's face. And we're gonna show you that a little bit later on. So most people don't realize too that when you go to eviction court, you have the right to a trial. Yep, you have the right to a trial. And I had a lady tell me the other day that she was going to eviction court to her eviction court trial. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, you're not going to a trial. Well, yes, I am. She's arguing with me. She's going to a trial. And so I said, okay, well, let me know how it goes. Well, she called me back later a couple of days, and she was pissed. She said, I was correct. It wasn't a trial. There was no jury. There was only the judge and the attorney, and it was just like I said. That's what she told me. It was just like I said. It was only the judge and attorney. There was no trial. I was like, well, wait a minute now. I think maybe you were in a trial. It was a trial by the judge. Yeah, she was pissed. Yeah, she got hosed. So if you demand a trial by jury in eviction court, you're supposed to be moved over to the real estate court. So why would they have to move you over to the other court if you demand a trial? Because you're in municipal court, and a municipal court don't have jurisdiction to do shit, and we'll get to that in a minute. But what happens when you demand to have your trial by jury is they intimidate you into shutting the hell up and thinking about packing your shit. That's what they do. The judge yells at you, they intimidate you, and they act stupid, like you don't really have that option. Yeah, the court's fraud. There's a lot of fraud going on in the court. And here's the thing: when the question of title is intertwined with possession, then the possession may not be adjudicated without determining the title. You stop and think about it. You need to figure out who owns it first before you decide who's going to get it. And that's pretty much how we use this. That's how we work it. So municipal court lacks jurisdiction. A municipal court gets its authority from the city ordinance. And I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys. The municipal courts. Now, this is the municipal court clerk manual for the state of Kansas. See, there you go. I'll let you guys see them. And it starts right here with jurisdiction. And it says right here, the municipal court can only hear cases involving alleged violations of municipal ordinances legally enacted by the governing body of the city. Well, an ordinance is just a rule. We talked about that last week, okay? An ordinance don't get enacted either. It gets voted in by the stupid asses on the city council. And then the alleged violation must occur within the city limits. An ordinance may be the same or quite similar to a state criminal statute on the same subject, but it should be remembered that it is the ordinance which gives municipal court its authority. Yeah, I found this out when I was fighting in two $10 seatbelt tickets that they gave me, just harassing me. And yeah, I ended up winning, and I dragged their asses in the federal court and pretty much, yeah, it was a problem. And this whole process took a year and some months. I suck up a lot of their time. Yeah. And so the problem with the traffic tickets is it's a violation of the separation clause in the Constitution when the police issue your traffic ticket because they signed the summons for you to appear in the court, and the police officer's in the executive group. He shouldn't be signing those summons. The summons should be signed by a judicial officer of the court. Yeah, that's when I found out what was going on with this municipal court stuff. So I know this well. So the municipal court determines only questions of guilt, as that is, the court decides if the accused party was guilty of violating the city ordinance. And then it has to go back over to the other court. So the court lacks jurisdiction. If the court lacks jurisdiction for any reason set forth above, the case must be dismissed, and the judge cannot make a finding of guilty or non-guilty. The municipal judge who determines guilty or innocence when the courts lack jurisdiction exposes himself to or herself to a lawsuit. And then they talk about the Kansas statute here, prohibit the municipal court from charging court costs. And so municipal court, you can see here, municipal court don't have jurisdiction to be doing shit. And they certainly don't have the jurisdiction to be hearing a title dispute. They can call it a eviction process or immediate possession issue if they want to. It's a title dispute. And when people show up into eviction court arguing their title dispute, they're screwed because the judge don't want to hear it. And now you got 10 days to get the hell off your property. And if you don't freaking do that, they'll send the police out to help you. By the time you get into eviction court, the shit is serious and you don't have time to be screwing around. So you guys can see that immediate possession is a joke. It's a damn joke. That's all it is. Immediate possession is a joke because the attorney for the third party buyer walks in with this new paperwork that they just put together over there and don't mean a damn thing. We have people that have their title dispute filed in federal court and they're still facing eviction because the state court level fools are trying to ignore everything. Yeah. Well, we're figuring out how to put an end to that by jamming the judge up as soon as the judge opens their mouth in the case to help the attorneys get a pass. No corporation can give itself judicial authority. Immediate possession is joke. Now we're going to talk about how we block the eviction process in a non-judicial foreclosure. And like I said, I like to say non-judicial just to make sure people understand you can use the same strategy in judicial foreclosure as well. Because when they're trying to evict you out of your property, the court's doing the same thing, making a determination on the immediate possession issue. But they don't want to tell you that because they don't want you to understand. They want you to go into court arguing the title dispute so they can just throw your shit to the curb and kick you out the door. So creating a title dispute is what we put together, is how we've been getting around all of this stuff. You create your title dispute in federal court and use title dispute to challenge jurisdiction of the eviction court. And actually, you're challenging jurisdiction of eviction court anyway. The way our program is set up now, I've added a couple of zip files to both the non-judicial and judicial foreclosure, wrongful foreclosure lawsuit packages. And the files I added was the magistrate judge, the reconsideration and magistrate judge file that has all the documents in it that you need to sue the judge with, and then the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. That is one badass powerful document, and I added it to both of the packages free of charge. Now, that is the document that you will use to stop the state court process, whether it's in state court judicial foreclosure or if it's a state court non-judicial eviction process. The jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit is what you use to block the process with. And think about it. They can't respond to your jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit by counter affidavit, so they're non-response. They're done. They're done. They cannot respond by counter affidavit. So when you use this, you might well go ahead and start figuring out what your next plan, what your next move is going to be, because they're not going to be able to respond. And then so in the non-judicial foreclosure, when you're in the eviction process, okay, you buy your packet, the first thing you want to do is you want to file that jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit in the eviction process to blow that whole thing up. Okay, then you want to take a file stamp copy of that and you attach it to the motion to remove, and you file that motion to remove in federal court to be connected to your title dispute. And if they give you any shit, you tell them, look, the title dispute filed in this federal court right now, and the immediate possession cannot be determined until a title dispute's been settled. So when the title dispute's settled, the judge in this court can also make a determination on who it's. I already know where it's going because it ain't going nowhere because they're full of shit. That's what I tell them. So you want to remove the immediate possession issue from eviction court to be connected with your title dispute, your federal lawsuit. Now they're going to tell you, what? Tell them, what? Do what the hell I tell you before I put your asses on my lawsuit? Thank you. Yeah. You don't have to follow the same protocol that they follow. And that's why I call this our non-conventional foreclosure defense strategy and processes, because we don't follow the same path that they lay out, because they structured that path to kick your ass. And it ain't structured to be fair for anybody except them. Well, it ain't fair for them because they're screwing us. So So the next thing you want to do is file a motion in federal court requesting the federal judge to make immediate possession issue moot. And you actually have a motion to moot all of the filings in state court. After you challenge the state court's jurisdiction, you file your motion to moot in state court. You would also attach the file stamp copy of that to the motion, to your motion to remove your notice of removal. It's not really a motion, it's just a notice of removal, because you're not asking the court for shit. You're removing it. And then you're going to tell the people in federal court to connect this shit to your lawsuit, to your federal title dispute. You want to refer to it as your title dispute, because when you refer to it as a title dispute, they know that you know shit. Okay? Because the title dispute trumps all of their shit. Bam. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to request the federal court to vacate any judgment from the eviction court. And if you have to, you can file your injunction and restraining order. Let me go here and see. Hey, Gary Tucker. Hey, Ollie, how's it going, man? MX Capital. I appreciate the privilege of you guys' time tonight. So I am going to close this up and give you guys the links to this lawsuit that's jammed up the judge. So anybody interested in it will be able to use it. There it is. Okay, let me put this into the window. Here we go. Now, when I get the state court package put together, this lawsuit, that didn't copyright. When I get the state court package put together, the lawsuit that I'm posting right now will no longer be available. So it's going to be in the state package, and it's going to be at the same price as the other packages. So you guys will want to jump on this while you can get it for $75. Because it is a stopper. And I also want to also post in the both the judicial and the non-judicial lawsuit packages are on special right now, marked down to $300 because I can, but it's only going to be for a short time. And when the time is over, I don't want to hear anybody calling me and I didn't jump in right now and jump on this. Because when you do, I'm going to say, no habla English, no comprende. Okay, one more. And actually, I have the eliminate property tax lawsuit package on sale as well. I got everything on sale. I got it all on sale right now because I want to see some attorneys get smashed in the face. And I'm going to post a copy of that as well. And here is that. Eliminate property tax lawsuit package, man. That's hot. People in California are really pissed, or not the people, the attorneys in California are really pissed about that. And you can tell, you should tell, someone said, oh, well, no, is that the eye that looks like it cares? No. Attorneys don't like me. I haven't figured out if they don't like me more than I don't like them. I don't know. I think it's pretty mutual. So Gary Tucker, I don't know who the NACA is, but I don't really have any respect for corporations because they're the ones that are screwing people over. So I don't know if they need me. I got my hands full right here where I am helping people kick attorneys' asses. Maybe you should send them my information and see if they're interested in it because I don't have time to. I got a lot of people already in line that are ready to fight. We got fighters lined up already. Oh, yeah. I want to share this with you guys too. So I know some of you guys use your credit cards during the pandemic when everybody was locked at home except the attorneys. The attorneys are still going to the court, getting ready to screw people over. Okay, but everybody else is locked up at home. So now you're probably worried about how how you're going to pay that bill off because nobody's making any extra money anyway. So attorney's going to be coming after you, trying to garnish your wages and all of that. So I got something for that too. Yeah. And this credit card lawsuit package is badass and it's pretty much undefeated. I don't really brag about my stuff too much, but I'm bragging right now. Okay. Oh, and my baby. I don't want to leave without posting my baby in there. So I put this online course together for property investors who have rental properties now that are facing foreclosure because their tenants lost their job during COVID, during the pandemic. And this online course is designed. Skybiz says, which one is for the property taxes? You're going to have to figure that out, Skybiz. I posted the links in there. You're going to have to click on those links and read it and figure that out. So I put this online course together for property owners, and this will help you fight foreclosure even if you have several foreclosures at different stages of the foreclosure process. Thank you, Austin. Yeah, I see you there, buddy. And no, I would never send you to the bench. I saw your post in the Facebook page. That was pretty funny. I knew you were kidding. So, like I posted in the Facebook page, I don't have a bench, and I don't take hostages. So if you don't get your work done and watch the instructional videos and ask me questions that aren't in the videos, then you're not going to be in the group because I don't have time. I got too many people fighting and ready to kick ass. I don't have time waiting for people who want things done for them and want to have their hand held because I don't do no hand holding over here because the hand holding comes to a real quick end when you show up to file your shit in court or you show up for the hearing. Okay, because there ain't no hand holding when you show up. So that's the idea behind this course. You learn how to do it yourself. And the good thing about it is that my prices are great. you don't have to worry about me trying to scam you because I'm not charging anybody enough. I'm not charging you enough to get out of town, okay? Skybiz, you can go to my website too and check out what else we do. My website's at winningcourtnow.com. And you can check out what we do. Scroll down, check out the question and answer section. I have some of my older reviews posted in the group. You can check them out as well. Well, thank you, Gary Tucker. I get a lot of thanks from people for the work that I do. I get a lot of gratification helping people stay in their houses. I've got a whole bunch of people that got into my program when I first started doing the lawsuit packages like 2 years ago, and they're still in the house. And I had okay, and this is really funny. At one point, I had a group of people from Texas that all had the same damn attorney. Yeah, I don't know if he had a heart attack and died or what the hell happened to him. But yeah, he was having a real hard time in court, wanting to know where the hell everybody was. They got mad at this one lady and they yelled at her and they told her that they wanted to know what law firm was helping her. Well, I already told her that they were going to tell her that shit because they want to know who's putting this fire out that's burning their asses. So she was ready for him. And when they yelled at her and asked her that shit, when she was telling me, she was laughing so hard she couldn't even hardly get it out. And finally, she got it out. And when they asked her what law firm was helping her, she told them that God was her legal team. Yeah. That shut their asses right up because they ain't trying to talk about God in the devil's house of stealing shit from people. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Okay, let's get back to the program here so we can wrap this up. So we're learning how to cut to the chase. And that lawsuit that I put together that for $75, okay, I had a person was asking me, hey, can I file that? And at first I was like, well, we're learning how to cut to the chase. We're also learning how to stop the court in non-conventional ways. So that lawsuit for $75, I wasn't sure at first. Okay, I'm like, well, you need to file the jurisdictional challenge. You need to do this stuff. And then I got to thinking about it. It's like, no, you don't. You don't need to do that shit. Because in the lawsuit, we addressed the fact that the judges violated the Administrative Procedures Act. We addressed that the judge and the attorney is in violation of FOWR, and they're also in violation of Fair Debt Collection Act practice, working together to steal your shit, acting as a third-party debt collector instead of being a principal and having someone that affidavit or power of attorney showing that someone hired them. They have no one. The attorney is the only signature on the paperwork against your house. So the attorney is coming after you doing the foreclosure for the attorney, not for the lender. So if you're facing a non-judicial foreclosure eviction, it is time for you to file your lawsuit and stop playing around. The fact that the judge has violated the Fair Debt Collection Act practice, violated the Administrative Procedures Act, they're in violation of FOWR. I mean, all of those things, they already violated those things. And you can prove that by just attaching a copy of a file stamp copy of the lawsuit they filed against you to your lawsuit that you're filing against the judge. Yep. And if you want to make it easy, what we've been doing is just attaching a copy of the docket sheet, because the docket sheet shows that there's no injured party, there's no witness, and half the time there's not even an affidavit. They usually file the customary affidavit of fact stating that they reviewed the documents, which is total bullshit because you can't cross-examine the documents and you can't cross-examine the attorney because the attorney can't testify. Oh, wait, they do all the time because people don't object to that shit. But we learning now. So if you're facing a non-judicial foreclosure eviction, it's time to file your lawsuit against the judge and stop playing around. And it's on sale now for $75. So check out the offers that I posted in the comment section and make your investment into the future. So that's about all I have for you in store for you guys tonight. I thank you for the privilege of your time. We're going to go back to the, we're going to go back and see if there's any comments that I need to address. Austin says, Judge tried to tell him that he didn't think Texas laws recognize my state citizenship and that the right, what about the right to self? Yo, hey, Diane, how are you? Yeah, so Austin, the next time the judge tells you that shit, you just need to let him know. You need to ask him what state he was born in because the judge is a state citizen also. Everybody is a state citizen. No one is a U.S. citizen because nobody can be born in a fictitious entity. Nobody can be born in a fake corporation. There, I said it. Yeah. They don't like that. So everybody is a state citizen, or you're a citizen of another country, or you are a citizen of the planet that you came from, or wherever the hell you came from. You're a citizen of wherever the hell you came from. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the federal government, okay? Because you can't be born in a fictitious corporation. So Gary's average guy is asking me, did I read it? So what are you asking me if I read average guy? Probably not. And the other reason that I don't spend a whole lot of time reading stuff is because the program that I'm doing now is non-conventional. So all of that stuff that you're talking about reading are on the conventional side. And I don't really spend any time over there. The program that we're using now is a program that we put together that we put together using our private rescue Facebook page. The members in that group. I have a little over 600 members in that group. And those members provide real-time feedback about how attorneys are trying to get out of shit or get around shit. Yeah. And that has allowed us to make changes to the documents, to add documents, to screw the door shut. And then we get in the group and we discuss this stuff in the group. So I have a study page in the group, and people aren't allowed to post all kind of shit in the group because it's hard for me to be able to see when people are asking questions if the group is cluttered up with a bunch of stuff that don't matter to what we're trying to do. So if you're in the group, then you post just random stuff, then I'm going to holler at you. I won't send you to the bench because I don't have a bench, okay? But I will holler at you. Hey, Nikki. Nikki says my package works. Thank you for that testament, Nikki. Yes, it does work. The thing is, you have to watch the instructional videos and learn how to use the package before you take it out, before you start using it, because it's totally different. And I had a person that filed a jurisdictional challenge without watching the video. And when she went to file it, they gave her a hard time. She had the attorney listed as #1 defendant. She did not watch the instructional video, or otherwise she would have known that all she would have had to do was whip out the freaking exhibit that she attached to the video, to her lawsuit, to show that the attorney was the only one that signed the lawsuit against her house. And so the attorney should have been as #1 defendant. But anyway, she freaked out. And as soon as the clerk saw that the lady believed that her documents she bought from me was shit, I'm sure the clerk just like worked it. And so the lady, came back to the group, asking other people in the group if their documents were shit. And if they went through this, so my first question to her was, did you read the instructional video? And she never could answer me. She never did. And then she kept asking me stupid questions. And then she never read the video. I don't get it. But I helped her anyway. And what you do, if they give you a hard time about filing your shit, is take it to the next county over. And you file it there. And you tell them that you just ran out of gas and you can't make it over to the other court. You give them this big sob story and you get them to file it and shoot it over to them. Okay, now the other court can't control it. They can't control it. That's how she got her stuff filed on the record. And you know what? She still didn't watch the instructional video. And when she kept asking me questions about were in the video, and after she watched the video, she wouldn't tell me she watched the video, and she got mad when I yelled at her. And so I don't like drama. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't do drama. So if there's going to be drama, you're going to be out the back door because I don't have time for that. If you don't want to watch the videos and you don't want to do what the coach is saying, then you need to go and hire a damn attorney, I guess, because you ain't going to make it here. We don't have time for drama, okay? We got people fighting to stay the hell in their house and keep a roof over their family's head. I don't have time for drama, and I don't deal with it. So, and there's several people that got kicked out of the group because they just wanted to argue and nitpick about shit instead of making it work. One lady was pissed because I need to be more organized. I need to have all my documents better organized. I'm like, lady, I'm the only person I got working here, okay? So I'm it, and I don't have time for all of that. You have no idea what effort is taken to get to where we're at now. So, and the other thing is, you got to do your homework, okay? You got to do the homework to make this shit work for you, okay? I can put the badass fire together right now, but if you don't learn it and know it, it ain't going to help you. And I'll tell you right now, the best thing that you need to learn is what's in the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. If you learn the 6 things that are missing off of the 6 things you're claiming are missing off of the contract that they filed, and the fact that you're claiming their contract was forged and altered, if you understand those 6 things, and if you understand that in the foreclosure statute that they're using is not a valid law because it's missing the 3 elements that the state court constitution mandates if you understand those things, you'll be driver of the bus. Okay, because anytime you talk to them, that's what you're going to be throwing on the table. Not this other shit about who the servicer was, or let the judge trick you into talking about payments, or none of that shit. Okay, if you understand what's in the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit, you will be driver of the bus. That document is on sale on my website for $200. Now, if you invest in one of the lawsuit packages, you get it free. So you can decide. And right now it's for $300. And that's damn low for what you're going to get to smash these attorneys in the face before you go to court. That's what I'm talking about, because we ain't trying to go to court, okay? The judge is not going to help you do shit in court except take your stuff. So, yeah. Thanks, MYX Capital. Yeah, my tech is legit because I've done my homework. And I'll tell you right now, I've challenged attorneys on Facebook. I challenge attorneys all the time. I can tell when an attorney is attacking me on Facebook because they come to the table pissed off. I mean, pissed. Yeah. And then I usually tell them, look, the whole mortgage scheme is fraud. And I play football and I box. So those are 2 things not smart people do. So I have to keep shit simple. And this is what I tell them. I tell them, if you own property, okay, if you own property with several other people, okay, all of those people who are owners will have to be present to sign the mortgage lien or to sign any kind of lien against that property, right? Well, yeah. Okay, so the fact that the alleged lender accepted your signature on the lien against your property proved that you own the property free and clear. Bam. Mm-hmm. Or you wouldn't have been able to sign. I'm still waiting. Yeah, Well, then they try to switch over to the unlawful practice of law without a license. And I love it when they go there, because I just asked them, so, dude, if you got a license to practice law, could you take a picture of it and send it over to me? Because I'd love to see it. Because under the Supreme Court, on the Swear versus Board of Examiners, rule that no state can license the practice of law. So if no state, upper and lower case, can license the practice of law, what the hell are you talking about? You got a license. That's a bar card that you have, and that don't mean shit. Now you see why attorneys don't like me. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think that's all I have for tonight. I got those specials posted in there. If you guys want to take control of your situation, you need to grab what you need while the grabbing is good, because it's going to head back over to the regular price. Oh, you guys, leave me thumbs up. I only got 10 thumbs up, and I got 16 people watching. I'm going to figure out who didn't leave me a thumbs up, and then I'm going to make you go to the bench that I don't have. Okay, I already got rid of the bench. I need to figure out something. I'll make you run to the refrigerator and get us something to drink. There you go. So thank you guys for the privilege of your time, and I will see you guys next week. I played football for the University of Kansas back in the 80s. Yeah, I was standing in line one day at the grocery store, and I had a kid come up to me, Mr. Neighbors, did you play for KU? And I said, yeah, I played for KU. That was back in, it was a while back, I said, back before they had ribbing on the ball. And this little old lady standing in line next to me said, Sonny, you're not that old, and started giving me a bunch of shit. Yeah. And so I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I looked over at the kids, and they're starting laughing at me. I scared my grumpy face. Had to be nice to the old lady, because you know how old people, they don't have nothing to live for. So you don't want to be screwing with old people. Shit, they're liable to pull something out of your purse and stick and taser your ass. Okay, guys, good night. I will see you guys next week.